My friends, did you ever think you'd live to see the day when George Washington became a villain? Well, the day has arrived. Item from CBS: a Chicago pastor has asked the Emanuel administration to remove the names of 2 presidents who owned slaves from parks on the South Side, saying the city should not honor slave owners in black communities. A bronze statue of George Washington on horseback stands at the corner of 51st and King Drive at the northwest entrance to Washington Park. Bishop James Dukes, pastor of Liberation Christian Center, said he wants the statue gone and he wants George Washington's name removed from the park. Quote, "When I see that, I see a person who fought for the liberties. I see people that fought for the justice and freedom of white America, because at that moment we were still chattel slavery and were 3/5 of humans," he said. Some people out here ask me, they say, well, you know, he taught his slaves to read. That's almost sad, the equivalent of someone who kidnaps you and gives you something to eat, unquote. My friends, it's very easy to be cute and blithe and say people are stupid. In this case, it truly is stupidity. George Washington was an amazing human being, an incredible individual, a fantastic American, and obviously one of our founding fathers. The fact that he owned slaves is nothing to concern us today. It was over 200 years ago when people commonly owned slaves. It was no big deal. Think in the future. Let's say in the future we find out that electricity is destroying the atmosphere. So they'll look back to the 2000s and say, listen, those bastards owned electrical appliances back then, so we're going to blot their names out. That's actually a pretty good parallel. Now, this pastor, I don't know if he's been sitting on his brains for all these years, but he never had the idea to do this until suddenly it became chic. It became trendy. It's in the news, and sure enough, here he is in a news item making all this stink. By the way, if I were a pastor in Chicago, I wouldn't be worried about statues of people who lived 250 years ago. I'd be worrying about human beings getting shot down like dogs on the street every weekend. If this pastor has nothing to do, nothing with which to occupy his time, let him work at saving people's lives. Let him work at stopping the gun violence. Let him work at getting Rahm Emanuel out as mayor, because Rahm Emanuel has done absolutely nothing to stem the tide of gun violence in Chicago. There are a lot of constructive things that this pastor, James Dukes, this bishop, could be doing. Instead, he's trying to be a media darling. And all he's really accomplishing is telling the world that he's a rectum. It's Wednesday. Riell Truth. Be back.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Frighttown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children can stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228. Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
All right, guys, let's get right to it because there are a lot of bad things happening in this country. As always, remember my call-in number, 877-254-7524. Let's go to Tucker Carlson reacting to the Donald Trump press conference that has set every liberal in the world on fire. Here we go. And my friends, it goes without saying the president is right. Those white nationalists are repugnant. They are atrocious individuals. They're disgusting. But they were holding their event legally and peacefully. The other people showed up and a melee ensued. So when the president says there's right and wrong on both sides, he's right. It's not a simple issue. As disgusting as the white nationalists are, they were not breaking the law. And we have a little thing called the Constitution in this country, and sometimes you like it and sometimes you don't. People have a right to say what they like, and they have a right to assemble peacefully. The chaos that ensued is un-American. It's unacceptable. And there was fault on both sides. The president was right. My friends, what really is being dismantled, and we're about to go to a break, it's not statues. What's being dismantled is the United States of America. What's being dismantled is American society. By people with warped agendas, by people who hate anything American because they've been taught that in schools. We got to stop it, my friends. We've got to stop it cold. Let's take a break and we'll be back. Lots more today, my friends, on Riell Truth. Go nowhere.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities as modest and emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
My friends, at times like this, When angry and stupid voices are being raised, we need to hear the voices of intelligence. Here from Fox News last night, Newt Gingrich weighing in on all the hubbub. And my friends, they don't care if they damage America in the process. In fact, a lot of them probably relish the notion of damaging America. Item from InfoWars. Fashion and culture magazine Harper's Bazaar has published an article calling upon its readers to divorce their spouses if they support President Donald Trump and not to waste any time trying to reconcile or overlook differences of political opinion. In a piece titled, "If You're Married to a Trump Supporter, Divorce Them," author Jennifer Wright asserts, quote, I'm going to save you 3 years of therapy where you and your partner try to agree to disagree. If your partner is a Trump supporter and you are not, just divorce them, unquote. My friends, the idea is ludicrous on its face. That's number one. Number two, what kind of geniuses do we have at Harper's Bazaar magazine? And what kind of genius is, quote unquote, author Jennifer Wright? If they put out a headline and a statement that says, if you're married to a Trump supporter, divorce them. A Trump supporter is singular, them is plural. This is basic grammar 101. And if these professional publishers and professional authors, if they can't get simple grammar right, that calls into question anything they might ever claim to actually know. In this case, this woman Wright and the magazine, stupid as can be. Item from The Independent. Donald Trump wipes $5.7 billion off the value of Amazon with a single tweet. The president tweeted, quote, Amazon is doing great damage to tax-paying retailers. Towns, cities, and states throughout the U.S. are being hurt, many jobs being lost, unquote. As soon as that tweet hit the airwaves, the value of Amazon dipped $5.7 billion. Of course, it's Amazon that owns the sleazy, disgusting crap rag, The Washington Post. So thank you, President Trump. Item from channelnewsasia.com, Dateline Manila. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte on Wednesday urged police to kill dozens of drug suspects every day as he praised officers who shot dead 32 people this week in shock and awe raids. Duterte's incendiary comments came as he acknowledged major problems in his drug war, which has claimed thousands of lives, admitting he could not win it as quickly as promised and lamenting a corrupt police force. In one of the deadliest operations of the war, police reported killing 32 people in raids on Monday on suspected drug traffickers in Bulacan province, which neighbors the capital of Manila. The ones who died recently in Bulacan, 32 in a massive raid. That was good, Duterte said in a speech to anti-crime organizations that have backed the drug war. If we could kill another 32 people every day, then maybe we can reduce what ails this country. Unquote. My friends, I am not for indiscriminately killing people who may or may not be guilty of drug trafficking. However, once it is ascertained that an individual is guilty of drug trafficking, kill him. Period. We'll be back.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplement intake with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BioAge.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities, emergency lighting, all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
All right, my friends, welcome back to Riell Truth. I am Howard Riell, doing the best I can to provide the most intelligent voices possible in these turbulent times. Ann Coulter on the Mark Simone Show from earlier today. Let's listen. And my friends, you know, it seems to me it wouldn't be a bad thing if we made the chiefs of police and the mayors of these cities responsible for the things that their police forces do. When there's violence brewing, or when there's violence actually happening, and someone gives the order to the police to stand down, what they're doing, what those mayors or police chiefs are doing, is saying, we accept the fact that there's going to be violence, mayhem, destruction, people are going to be hurt and killed. Think back to the moron of a New York mayor, David Dinkins, back in 1991. The Crown Heights riots, he had the police stand down for 3 whole days. A guy named Yankel Rosenblum was murdered in the street in front of his son. Things were torched. People were beaten because the police stood down. Well, when there's trouble, my friends, that's when I want the police to stand up, get in the middle of it, and put an end to it. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back. We're not done with this at all, my friends. We got lots more. Stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth. Well, it had to happen. Colorado legalized marijuana. Most people thought the Green Earth was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kiffin Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location on Kiffin Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Herb Supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21.
The associates at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter Lafayette Branch. No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, selfless, or courageous than our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women and their families put the bill for our freedom every day. Send the military care package today to let them know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the associate at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 in Lafayette. They're on the air because they care.
Guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Let's turn to my good friend Rush Limbaugh, have him weigh in on the week's proceedings. My friends, Donald Trump is a real live superhero. And he's fighting for us. Don't give up on him. Don't believe the lies and crap you hear in the major media. What Donald Trump said in that press conference was absolutely spot on correct. If you want someone to tisk at the morons who are dragging down statues now in this country. Tisk at the morons in the leftist media who see 2 + 2, and because it would put more money in their pocket, will say it equals 5. Be angry at them. Also at lawyers, an item from lawnews.com. On Monday, the American Bar Association's House of Delegates passed a resolution demanding that Congress let undocumented immigrants practice law. Unquote. My friends, we truly have reached the bizarro realm. Things truly are backwards. Criminals who are here illegally, breaking our laws, flouting our laws, hiding from law enforcement. The Bar Association of the United States of America wants them to be lawyers in good standing. Officers of the court. If that's not the most absurd thing I've heard in a long time, it's only because I've heard so many absurd things in the last long time, and it's hard to choose. I do not want a criminal serving as an attorney. It's bad enough that most attorneys probably already are criminals. We don't need to import criminal attorneys here in the United States. Thanks, we got lots of homegrown ones. Of course, I would never say that on the air. We'll be back.
If you're thinking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BioAge.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge. The Institute of Advanced Organic.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. Elizabeth Lockerplan and Elizabeth reminds our listeners that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from Elizabeth Lockerplan, located at 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized aged beef and pork and complete custom processing. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240.
Item from Breitbart, Raheem Kassam reporting, quote, I agree with Laura Ingraham and Pete Hegseth. It's only a matter of time before the left comes for Monticello or Mount Vernon or indeed Mount Rushmore. Never content with their destructiveness, wait until they learn the history of Mount Rushmore. Not even 1,000 Confederate statues would draw the same outrage. The 60-foot-high sculpture in South Dakota, depicting Presidents Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Lincoln, was sculpted by a Ku Klux Klan member. Prepare for the onslaught. Gutzon Borglum originally worked on the Stone Mountain Project. which one Democrat candidate has already demanded be permanently vandalized in an attempt to erase American history. Unquote. My friends, what we're seeing is mob thinking, mob mentality, mob rule, and the mob is always brutal and stupid. Item from InfoWars, Dateline DC. Dinesh D'Souza's most recent book, The Big Lie, Exposing the Nazi Roots of the American Left, is truly an extension of his previous book published during the 2016 election campaign, Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party. In Hillary's America, D'Souza successfully undertook the challenge of establishing the Democratic Party was truly the party of racial division, tracing the history of the Democratic Party through its support for slavery in the South during the Civil War, its support for racial segregation through the walkout of the Dixiecrats led by Strom Thurmond from the Democratic National Convention of 1948, through the Democratic opposition to civil rights legislation first proposed by President Eisenhower and the Republicans in Congress in the 1950s. Now, in The Big Lie, D'Souza sets out to prove the hard left of Saul Alinsky socialists, from which both Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama derive, trace back to the National Socialist movement on the left in Weimar Republic Germany of the 1930s that gave rise to Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. Once again, D'Souza succeeds, proving now that the Democratic Party is the ideological descendant not only of slavery, the Reconstruction era, and racial segregation, but also of fascism, understood properly as a movement on the political left. In achieving this feat, D'Souza joins Jacob Goldberg's 2008 classic Liberal Fascism, The Secret History of the American Left from Mussolini to the Politics of Meaning, in establishing correctly that fascism arose not as a right-wing movement in the 30s, but as a leftist ideology that sought to compete on the left with communism. Where both fascism and communism are leftist cousins, as Goldberg and D'Souza correctly argue, the Nazis embraced the idea government should control international global business conglomerates in the production of their social welfare utopia, while the communists rejected all private property, arguing the means of business should be collectively owned, managed, and operated. Thus, while the mainstream media portrays the Soros-funded Antifa disruptors as, quote, heroic resistors trying to block the rise of Nazism in America, unquote, D'Souza points out that George Soros funds Antifa precisely because the Antifa movement is an anarchist, brown shirt-like, violent, hard left group the Nazis in the 1930s would have understood to be one of their own. Still, D'Souza acknowledges the mainstream media in the United States is uncritical of the Democratic Party's insistence that Antifa anarchists view themselves with waging an anti-fascist struggle, with the standard Antifa radicals' depiction of President Trump is to portray him as with a Hitler mustache, unquote. My friends, do yourselves a favor. Do your friends and family a favor. Do this nation a favor. Get Dinesh D'Souza's new book. It's called The Big Lie, because we have been fed lots of big lies, and it's time to seek out the truth. I'll be back tomorrow, my friends. We'll wrap up the week here on Riell Truth. Hasta luego. Have a good night.